Purana Qila, is the oldest fort among all forts in Delhi and the oldest known structure of any type in Delhi. It was rebuilt by the Afghan king Sher Shah Suri, on the same site, which was perhaps the site of Indraprastha, believed to be the capital of the Pandavas. Sher Shah raised the citadel of Purana Qila with an extensive city area sprawling around it. It seems that the Purana Qila was still incomplete at Sher Shah's death in 1545, and was perhaps completed by his son Islam Shah or Humayun, although it is not certain which parts were built by whom. It's located at the site of the legendary city of Indraprastha, that was founded by Pandavas on the banks of perennial river Yamuna, which is revered by Hindus since ages, points to the possibility of this site's history dating back to nearly more than 5,000 years old. Consequently, the fort is considered by some to be the first city of Delhi. Researchers now confirm that up till 1913, a village called Indrapat existed within the fort walls. Excavations carried out by Archaeological Survey of India at Purana Qila in 1954-55 and again 1969-1973 by its director, B Lal have unearthed painted grey ware dating 1000 BC, and with a continuous cultural sequence from Mauryan to Mughal through Sunga, Kushana, Gupta, Rajput and Sultanate periods, confirming the antiquity of the fort. Fort in medieval period, fort was called as the inner patandal of the city of Dinapana during Humayun's rule, who renovated it in 1533 and completed 5 years later. Purana Qila and its environs flourished as the sixth city of Delhi. The founder of the Suri dynasty, Sher Shah Suri, defeated Humayun in 1540, naming the fort Sherga. He added several more structures in the complex during his 5-year reign until his death in 1545. Subsequently, Islam Shah took over the reins of North India from this fort, but shifted his capital to Gwalior, as it was supposed to be a safer capital in that period, leaving the charge of Delhi and Punjab to his Hindu governor and military general Humayun. After Islam Shah's death in 1553, Adil Shah Suri took charge of North India and appointed Humayun as the Prime Minister cum Chief of Army, and himself retired in Shuna Fort in eastern UP. According to Abul Fazl, Humayun became virtual king and had all authority of appointments and other decisions-making. Humayun was busy in quelling rebellion in East India, and this fort remained neglected. Humayun, who was based in Kabul at this time, seized the opportunity to recapture the citadel and the seat of Delhi in 1555, 15 years after abandoning it following his defeats at the hands of the Suri dynasty in the battles of Shauza and Kannauj. Humayun's reign proved brief thereafter. He died following an accidental fall within the fort complex at Shermandal only a year later, in January 1556. Hearing about recapture of Delhi by Humayun, the Hindu Prime Minister Chief of Army of Adil Shah, rushed towards Delhi from Bengal, where he had just quelled a rebellion, defeating and killing Muhammad Shah, the ruler of Bengal. After capturing Agra, Ottawa, and Kanpur with relative ease, Humayun, who had won 22 battles spanning entire North India, met and defeated the forces of Akbar, which were led by Tadi Beg Khan, in the Battle for Delhi, which took place in the Tughlaqabad area on October 6, 1556. Humayun had his Rajabishkal coronation at Purana Qila on October 7, 1556, declared Hindu Raj in North India, and was bestowed the title of Samrat Hemchandra Vikramaditya. Humayun, who later lost his life at the Second Battle of Panipat in November 1556, subsequently had his torso hung outside this fort to create terror among Hindus. Construction: the walls of the fort rise to a height of 18 meters, traverse about 1.5 km, and have 3 arched gateways, the Baradaras are facing west, which is still in use today. The South Gate, also popularly known as the Humayun Gate. And lastly, the Talaki Gate, often known as the Forbidden Gate. All the gates are double-storied sandstone structures flanked by 2 huge semicircular bastion towers, decorated with white and colored marble inlays and blue tiles. They are replete with detailing, including ornate overhanging balconies, orjas, and are topped by pillared pavilions, all features that are reminiscent of Rajasthani architecture as seen in the north and south gates, and which were amply repeated in future Mughal architecture. Despite the grandeurs of the exterior, few of interior structures have survived except the Qila Mosque and the Sher Mandal, both credited to Sher Shah. Indraprastha. Delhi is thought by some to be located at the site of the legendary city of Indraprastha founded by the Pandavas from Mahabharata period, which is consequently considered the first city of Delhi. In support of this, until 1913, a village called Indrapat existed within the fort walls. Ironically, the dates in support of Indraprastha and said 5,000-year-old city clash directly with proof found in other sites in India, namely the Indus Valley Civilization. Cultural cross-reference of the larger Indian sphere at the time negates many modern commonly accepted theories. Excavations. Archaeological Survey of India carried out excavations at Purana Qila in 1954-55 and again from 1969 to 1973 by B Lal, and its findings and artifacts are exhibited at the Archaeological Museum, Purana Qila. This includes painted grey ware, dating 1000 BC, and various objects and pottery signifying continuous habitation from Mauryan to Sunga, Kushana, Gupta, Rajput, Delhi Sultanate and Mughal periods. History. Purana Qila, situated on the banks of Yamuna, was constructed by the Pandavas as Indraprastha 5,000 years ago, during the period of the Indus Valley Civilization. It is where Humayun's capital Dinpana was located. Later it was renovated and named Shergah by the first Afghan emperor of India, Sher Shah Suri. The Hindu king Humayun, often referred to as the last Hindu emperor of India, was crowned there after defeating Akbar's forces in the Battle of Delhi on October 7, 1556. The fort was supposed to be unlucky for rulers who occupied the site. Humayun, Sher Shah Suri, and Humayun all had but relatively brief tenures ensconced there, Humayun on two separate occasions, having lost the fort to Sher Shah only 5 years after erecting it, and dying within a year of recapturing it 15 years later. Akbar did not rule from here and Shah Jahan built a new fort in Delhi known as Lal Qila. When Edwin Lutyens designed the new capital of British India, New Delhi in the 1920s, he aligned the central vista, now Rajpath, with Purana Qila. During the partition of India, in August 1947 the Purana Qila along with the neighbouring Humayun's tomb, became the site for refuge camps for Muslims migrating to newly founded Pakistan. This included over 12,000 government employees who had opted for service in Pakistan, and between 150,000 to 200,000 Muslim refugees, who swarmed inside Purana Qila by September 1947, when Indian government took over the management of the two camps. The Purana Qila camp remained functional till early 1948, as the trains to Pakistan waited till October 1947 to start. In the 1970s, the ramparts of Purana Qila were first used as a backdrop for theatre, when 3 productions of the National School of Drama were staged here, Tulak, Andar Yug and Sultan Raja, directed by Ibrahim Al-Qazi. In later decades it has been the venue of various important theatre productions, cultural events, and concerts. Today, it is the venue of a daily sound and light presentation after sunset, on the history of the 7 cities of Delhi, from Indraprastha through New Delhi. Qila Mosque. The single-domed Qila Mosque, built by Sher Shah in 1541 is an excellent example of a pre-Mughal design, and an early example of the extensive use of the pointed arch in the region as seen in its 5 doorways with the true horseshoe-shaped arches. It was designed as a Jami mosque, or Friday mosque for the Sultan and his courtiers. The prayer hall inside, the single-aisled mosque, measures 51.20 meters by 14.90 meters and has 5 elegant arched prayer niches or mihrabs set in its western wall. Marble and shades of red, white and slate is used for the calligraphic inscriptions on the central iwan, marks a transition from Lodi to Mughal architecture. At one time, the courtyard had a shallow tank, with a fountain. A second story, accessed through staircases from the prayer hall, with a narrow passage running along the rectangular hall, provided space for female courtiers to pray, while the arched doorway on the left wall, framed by ornate jerichas, was reserved for members of the royal family. On a marble slab within the mosque an inscription reads, as long as there are people on the earth, may this edifice be frequented and people be happy and cheerful in it. Today it is the best preserved building in Purana Qila. Shamandal. The Shamandal named for Farid, who had tried to finish what was ordered by Babur but had died during the initial phase, and so construction was halted until the arrival of Humayun. This double-storied octagonal tower of red sandstone with steep stairs leading up to the roof was intended to be higher than its existing height. Its original builder was Babur, who ordered the construction and was used as a personal observatory and library for his son Humayun, finished only after he recaptured the fort. It is also one of the first observatories of Delhi, the first being in Pagarib at Hindu Rawat Ridge, built in the 14th century by Firoz Shah Tulak. The tower is topped by an octagonal khatri supported by 8 pillars and decorated with white marble in typical Mughal style. Inside there are remnants of the decorative plaster work and traces of stone shelving where, presumably, the emperor's books were placed. This was also the spot where, on January 24, 1556, Humayun fell from the second floor to his death. He slipped while hastening to the evening prayers, following his hobby of astronomical stargazing at the top of this private observatory. He fell headlong down the stairs and died of his injuries 2 days later. Entry inside the library is now prohibited. Outlying monuments. Several other monuments also lie around the complex, like Karil Manzil, mosque built by Maya Manga, Akbar's foster mother, and which was later used as a madrasa. Sher Shah Suri Gate or Lal Darwaza, which was the south gate to Shergar, the city he founded, also lies opposite the Purana Qila complex, across Mathura Road, southeast of the Karil Manzil. Gallery. Further reading, The Seven Cities of Delhi, by Ian Gordon Risley. 2005. ISBN 81-7305-300-6. Invisible Site The Hidden Monuments of Delhi, by Raxhanda Jalal, photographs by Prabhas Roy, Neoji Books. 2008. ISBN 81-89738-14-3. References. Purana Qila Old Fort Delhi, external links, Purana Qila at indiasite.com, Purana Qila at discoverindia.com, set of FLICKR images of Purana Qila complex, 360° panoramic view of Old Fort, more on Old Fort Doors to India.